Hello dear students, welcome back in Adarsh online classes. This video is fifth part in the series of active and passive. In this video, we are going to learn how to convert any simple active voice sentence of present perfect tense into passive tense. Up to now, we have learned how to convert any active sentence of present continuous tense and present simple tense. And in this video, we are going to complete our present tense with present perfect tense. So let's start it. Before starting, let us revise all 5 steps. With help of these 5 steps, we are going to convert our sentences active into passive. So here our first step is identify subject, verb and object. I have cleared how to identify subject, verb and object in my second video and third also. So please check the video if you haven't or need a revision. Let me revise it here again, that subject is our doer. Someone who is performing the activity is our subject, while verb is our action, the activity or the action which is going on there in the sentence. So that action is our verb, while object, on what our action is performing, is our object. And with it, our second step is swap subject to object and object to subject. We put subject in the place of object and object in the place of subject. Step third, convert main verb to verbs third form. We use past participle always past participle in passive voice. And fourth step, add preposition by. We put by before our subject. While the fifth and main step, which is add helping verb before main verb, we have to put here correct helping verb so that our sentence would be correct. So here, let us start. So changes in the tense. Here we are reading present perfect tense. So here we are going to discuss that the helping verb of present perfect tense in active voice and in passive voice. So in active voice, the helping verb is has, have plus verbs third form, while in passive voice it's same, but here we added been. So in passive it is has, have plus been. With plural subject we use have, and with singular subject we use has. Both are same, but in passive we added here been. So let's start with first example, which is the peon has opened the gate. Here you can see that our sentence has as helping verb and verb's third form. So it is telling us that this is present perfect tense. So let's start how to convert the process of converting active to passive. Before going on, let us write all 5 easy steps, which are identify subject, verb and object, swap subject to object and object to subject, convert main verb to verb's third form, add preposition by, and add helping verb before main verb. Now here let's apply our first step, which is identify subject, verb and object. Here let's start with subject. So our subject is our doer. So here in this sentence our doer is the peon. So the peon is our subject. As I told you earlier also in my previous video, that subject is doer. So here the peon is performing the activity of opening the gate. So here peon is a subject, while object, which is the gate, because the activity of opening is here performed by peon on the gate. So object is on what our action is performing. So here our action is performing on the gate. So the gate is our object, while verb, which is our action. So in this it is opened. So here we have our subject, object and a verb. So let's start. Before going on, let's see the formula of this formula of the stuck formula. So formula is object plus helping verb plus verb's third form plus by plus subject. Here if you notice, we have already we put here subject in the place of object and object in the place of subject. If we revise our active structure, which is subject plus verb plus object, and in passive it is object plus helping verb plus verb's third form plus by plus a subject. So let's start. According to our second step, let us exchange the position of subject and object. So here we put our object, which is the gate, in the place of our subject, and our subject, the peon, in the place of our object. And this we have done our second step. Now third is convert main verb to verb's third form. Here our main verb is opened, so it is already in its past participle form, so it's same here, opened. Now let's apply our fourth step, fourth rule, which is put by before our subject. So here let us put. Now finally the fifth one, add helping verb. So the helping verb of this tense, which is present perfect, is has have plus verb's third form in passive, and in has a plus verb's third form in active, while in passive it is has a plus been plus verb's third form. Only what we do here, what we need to do is to add been only. So this is a helping verb in passive voice. So the gate is singular here, so we used has. So let's write here has been. Now let's combine our sentences, words, which is the gate has been opened by the peon. So here we can see that the active sentence is the peon has opened the gate, while the passive sentence is the gate has been opened by the peon. So first sentence we have done. Let's go towards our second sentence, which is we have done homework. Sentences of same tense, and steps we have also here. So let's go towards our first step, which is identify subject, verb and object. Here in this sentence our subject is we, because we is our doer. We is a pronoun and it's our doer who is performing our activity. So we is subject, while object is homework, because on it our action is performing. So homework is our object, and verb, here our verb is done, because this is the action. Action is always verb. Action and state is verb. Now here you can see we have a subject, object and verb. Now let's start converting the sentence. So let's write here our formula, which is object plus helping verb plus verb's third form plus by plus our subject. Now let's put our object in the place of our subject. As we know that our object is homework, so we put it in the place of our subject. Now we need to put a subject also in the place of object. But if you noticed here that our subject is a pronoun, and I have cleared this in my previous video, that if our subject is pronoun, then conversion will be like I as me, he as him, she as her, we as us, they as them. Here our subject is we, so it will convert as us. So here we put us. We is subject here, and it is in its subjective form, and we are putting it in the place of object, so we put it in its objective form. To understand pronoun properly, please check my pronoun video. Now let's go towards our next step, which is using verb's third form, past participle. Here we already have past participle, so it is same, which is done. Now next is and put by. So here we put by before a subject. Now a fifth is add helping verb. So let us revise here that in active helping verb is has have plus verbs third form, while in passive it is has have plus been plus verbs third form. So as we know that homework is singular, so we are going to use here has been. Here we have has been. So finally our sentence is homework has been done by us. So here we have done another sentence also by applying all our 5 rules. Now let's solve an exercise. Let's start it. Here you can see some examples. So let's see it one by one. First one is Mr. Sharma has planted all the plants. In this sentence, Mr. Sharma is our subject. Okay, before going on, let me tell you the process from the beginning, that how to convert any simple active or sentence into passive. Very first of all, we need to identify subject, verb and object. So here, let us do this. Our subject is someone, subject is our doer. So in this sentence, Mr. Sharma has planted all the plants. Here, subject is Mr. Sharma because Mr. Sharma is doer. So here we have our subject, while action is always a verb. So here planted is the action, and so planted is a verb, while object on what our action is performing. So here our action of planted, plantation is performing here on the plants. So here all the plants is our object. Now first step we have done. Now second is swap subject to object and object to subject. So here we put our object, all the plants, in the place of our subject, and our subject Mr. Sharma in the place of our object. Now third step, used past participle. As I told you earlier that in present perfect we already used past participle. So here it is same, which is planted as plantis, planted. No changes, but no changes only in present perfect and past perfect also, because here we used already verbs third form, so we don't need to make any kind of change in verb here. Then let's go towards our next step, which is put by before our subject. So here our subject is Mr. Sharma, so we put by before Mr. Sharma. Now fifth step, that put helping verb, correct helping verb. So here all the plants is plural, so that's why we use here have been. As I told you earlier also, in present perfect we in present perfect we add here been. So here we added here been, and because of the plural subject we use here have. And in active of this sentence, here we used has because our subject is singular, so we used here has, while here in the passive sentence it's plural, so we use here have. So here our sentence is all the plants have been planted by Mr. Sharma. Let's go towards our next one, which is he has eaten my chocolates. Here, according to our first step, which is identify subject, verb and object, here our subject is he because he is doer, and subject is always doer, while verb, which is our action. So here our action is eaten, so eaten is our verb, while our object on what our action is performing. So here that action of eaten is performing on my chocolates, so my chocolates is our object. So according to our second step, we put our object, which is my chocolates, in the place of our subject, and our subject, which is an pronoun. And I told you earlier in this video that if our subject is pronoun, then we change its subjective form into objective form while we are putting its subjective subject to object or object to subject. If we are putting object in the place of subject, and in that matter also our object is an pronoun, then we need to change its objective form as subjective form. And here in this sentence you can see he is an pronoun, so we put it in the place of object in objective form, which is him. So here second step we have done. Now third is use past participle. As I told you earlier that in this we have in active sentence it is already in third form, so we keep it same. It's eaten, it's same, eaten. Now fourth is put by before our subject, so here we put by before our subject, him. Now fifth step, add helping verb, add suitable helping verb and put it before main verb. So here first we need to identify the tense of our active sentence, and on basis of that tense we put here our helping verb. So I have cleared all the tense in my second video as a tense chart, so you can check there, and I'm describing each tenses in a video. So for present continuous and present simple you can check my previous video, and for next tenses I am going to upload video, so you can check these videos. Now here that because my chocolates is plural, so here we use have been, and in this we added only been, so here we put been. So here are sentences, my chocolates have been eaten by him. Now next, which is he has revised full syllabus. Here according to our first step, revise, identify subject, verb, object. Here our subject is he, and because he is doer and it is a pronoun also. Okay, now next is of identifying object and verb. Verb is an action, so here our action is revised, so revised is our action, which is verb, and our object, so here our object is full syllabus. So let's put full syllabus, which is our object, in the place of subject according to our second step, and he in the place of its in the place of object in its objective form. So the objective form of he is him, so we put him in the place of object, and we put by before our subject, which is him. With it we put here verbs third form, because in passive voice we always use past participle, which is verbs third form. Now fifth step, which is put suitable helping verb before main verb. Here if here that full syllabus is singular, so we put here has been. So our sentence is full syllabus has been revised by him. Now next is the rain has ruined the crop. Here the crop has been ruined by the rain. We change it as this in the same way which we have done in our these three sentences. Here the rain is our subject and action as our verb is ruined, and the crops is our object. So here we put the crop in the place of our subject, and our subject the rain in the place of our object, and we put by also before our object and used for verbs third form, which is already used in its active form. Now according to fifth step we put here has been, because our active sentence is in present perfect, and in present perfect what we do, we put here has, have according to its subject, and then we used been with verbs third form. So here we as the crops is plural, so we used here have and added it with been, and then ruined, which is verbs third form. So here the sentences are clear that the crop have been ruined by the rain. Now we have done an exercise also, so if you have any kind of question related to this topic and especially related to present perfect, then you can ask me in our comment box, I'll wait for your questions, and I have an exercise for you also so that you could try it at your home. So here you can see our today's exercise, which is, or should I say, a homework for you, that he has paid the bill. It's our first sentence. Second, Nikunj has scored 20 runs. Third, Mr. Sharma has opened a restaurant. Fourth, I have sold my bicycle. So these four sentences you have to convert in active to passive. And in any kind of confusion or error, you can ask me in our comment box. You can put a question there so that I'll tell you its answer and clear your doubts. So while you're going to convert the sentences, make sure about our all five steps and its verb form, which is has have plus verbs third form in active, and in passive, which is has have plus been plus verbs third form. As I told you that in passive we always use verbs third form. So in this video we have cleared that how to convert any simple active voice sentence of present perfect tense into passive. So thank you for being with me in this video, and in the next video we are going to discuss about past tense. Because of present tense we have done present continuous, present perfect continuous is not correct according to grammar, as we could correct it, convert it in passive. So present tense we have done here. If you have any kind of question, you can ask me, and in our next video we will discuss about past simple tense.